What up, what up, what up? Welcome to my channel. This is RFUTAROT. Why RFU? Because I do what's right for me and you should do what's right for you, and fuck who don't like it. Yes, I do cuss. If you don't, or if you don't like it, my bad, G. My bad. I'm an intuitive reader, so the moment I sit down at the table, every message is channeled. The decks I pick, the way the cards come out, is all intuitively guided by my spiritual gang. So let your intuition and your spiritual gang guide you to the messages the source has for you. Take your piece, don't be greedy, and don't manipulate my shit, G. Don't try to make my shit fit your shit and be mad when you get some different shit. I'm not the God of your understanding, and I'm not your free will, G. Okay? Okay. All of y'all that's in here, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Get your seats, gather around. Thank y'all for riding with me. Thank y'all for all the likes, subscribes, and shares. I appreciate that shit. Thank y'all for the comments and the emails and all the feedback, because I appreciate it. Thank y'all for fucking riding with me. I appreciate it. Okay, so I was being called to do a general message. So this is for both divine masculine, divine feminine, divine gang in the building. So let me just run through the cards that I got out in my pre-shuffle. I'll give you a little hint on what I feel like they mean, and then we gonna bend a couple blocks in this motherfucker and see what the fuck is going on. Okay, okay. So the first card I got out was the no card. It says wait, postpone, pause, say no. Breaking that down was the trapped card, my handheld GPS card, and the strength fucking card. Okay, so I want to break that down first, and then we're gonna move on. So I feel like divine masculine, divine feminine. I feel like this week, or moving into this week, or either this could have just happened for some of y'all, or it's like y'all just realizing it. Either way, something happened that's like, you see the steps right here. I feel like y'all was, those of you that are in this reading, and you know it's your reading, you are on a certain path, right? And you felt like this path was going to lead you to a certain destination. I feel like you have come into the awareness that this is not the correct steps that you're supposed to be taking, my G, because like I said, breaking that motherfucker down was the handheld GPS and the trapped card. So I feel like divine feminine, divine masculine, I feel like what the fuck happened was your steps was guided, like from your spiritual gang, and I feel like either you got out of lane with this, either you got out of the lane of the steps that was guided to you, or either you came into the realization that the path you was taking was not the correct path for you. Like, because breaking down that is the trapped card. So divine masculine, divine feminine. I feel like some of y'all might have been in a relationship that might have had you in like this, like I feel like before this thing happened, because look at the lightning in the shit in the back of this card. So I feel like there was something that happened, you know what I mean, that it like it opened up your eyes to exactly what the fuck was going on, and that the steps that you have been taking up into this point was you probably needed to reconsider that shit. Because also when I'm looking at the steps, I'm seeing like the little, it's like I'm seeing the little boy like going in and out with his feet on this thing. Like, I don't know if they do it in football practice, or I don't know, maybe some of y'all is football players, coaches or something, but I'm feeling like you're because I'm seeing the little boy like he's going in and out of his with his feet, like back and forth. This is the drill, is what I just heard. That's the drill that they run, like their feet go in and out of these steps. So I feel like something happened that showed you in the midst of you going in and out of this drill, something was revealed to you like, hold on, no, let me recalculate my step shit, you know what I mean? Because it says no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. So something happened with this lightning and shit. I'm getting like I'm seeing the tower card. So there was a tower moment, divine masculine, divine feminine, where let the shit show begin, is what the fuck I just heard. The shit hit the fucking fan, and in the midst of that, you started to realize who the fuck was standing in front of you, is what the fuck I'm hearing. Something that you were doing with a relationship, okay, in some form of relationship, your steps in that relationship brought you to like not a trap mentality. I don't think that's a thing, but I feel like it, the relationship between you and this person, it like took you out of your lane. It took you off course. The relationship with this person, you came into the realization with this tower moment that this person was taking you off of your path. Like they were just because also with this card I'm getting like because we see like a man's hands over here like holding the phone. So I feel like God, your spiritual gang was advising you to stay in this lane. I feel like with this tower moment, you're understanding all of the reasons or all the different ways that this person made you switch lanes, like made you, I feel like maybe in the past, divine feminine, divine masculine, there was something in your intuition that told you that this was not going to end well with this ball and chain. Some of y'all might actually be married, but I feel like in your intuition there was something, see that lady like behind that shadow, it's like something in your intuition had already forewarned you of this. But I feel like in the prior situations you went against what your intuition was saying because you couldn't see past this person being anything but for your highest good. So I feel like this week in regards to a romantic situation, something happened, shit hit the fan, and you realizing like, damn, this motherfucker had me completely motherfucking derailed, right? Because breaking down those two cards was the strength card. So I feel like, yeah, most definitely there was some shit that hit the motherfucking fan and you was able to make shit stew. Divine masculine, divine feminine. Like you made a bad situation into a good situation is what I'm gonna say. And I'm getting also I'm like picking up from the last message that I had in regards to the divine feminine, who something had happened right in the beginning of January. And I feel like this week, divine feminine, if that is your situation and you resonate with that last message where something happened, if y'all are those counterparts, I feel like this is telling me to tell y'all. It's like I feel like that counterpart didn't come in regards to the divine feminine, where there was some type of physical, sexual, emotional attack, like an actual attack on you in the earlier part of January. And in the last reading we was talking about your divine masculine coming in. Y'all are in separation, but your divine masculine coming in to kind of help you get over this. And I feel like if you're in that group and you're resonating with that message, I feel like like y'all didn't come together is what I'm getting from the now in this card. Y'all didn't come together, but I feel like for divine feminine that plays out in a way of, I feel like when your divine masculine didn't come in to help you reconstruct yourself is the word I just got. When he did not come in, you found the strength within self. But I also feel like there was a moment in time where you really didn't know what to do in regards to your offender, right? And so I feel like if you in that group, divine feminine, I feel like you, instead of calling Junior in them and having them go ride on that nigga, or instead of you doing it yourself or any of the above, having your divine masculine do it, whatever, instead of you going down that road, I feel like those divine feminines, you made a final decision this week in regards to taking the steps forward for self. Some of y'all are with this strength card. I feel like you're getting over this this sense of being trapped. Like if you were offended, like you not offended like somebody said something to you, but if you were victimized, thank you, source, if you were victimized and you resonate with the last message that I had, I feel like that divine feminine, that y'all didn't come together, you and your actual counterpart, y'all didn't come together to fix this. So that left you in a situation of feeling trapped in the moment and in the circumstances of the situation. It left you feeling trapped in a sense, like stuck with the emotions of the situation. Also, you felt like alone. You felt like because some of y'all, there is a third party that told this person and they didn't have the appropriate reaction to it, if any at all, like physically towards you, like they didn't reach out or whatever. But I feel like if there was not an actual person, third party, that could give this information to your divine counterpart, I feel like you energetically communicated to them that you needed them, and however it got to them, they didn't show up or respond or react in the way that you were hoping for. You had an expectation, is what source is saying, and they did not fulfill that expectation, and that had you feeling alone and trapped in the circumstances and the emotion of the situation. And I feel like you are it's like Divine Feminine source was like, no, don't do this, don't let this consume you, rethink your steps, right? Like, even though that was an actual thing that happened to you, it was like a drill. Also, not saying that someone attacking you was a drill from God, but what I'm saying is the way that you had to bounce back from that on your own, right, Divine Feminine? The way that you had to bounce back from that without the help of your actual divine counterpart. That was like an orchestrated step for you to reconstruct self with self. You know what I mean? And if this is your message, my G, you are strong as fuck, which is why the Strength card came out. You know what I mean? You are strong as fuck, because I feel like in that situation where you were victimized, it left you feeling very raw emotionally in a whole lot of different ways. And so you weren't sure moving forward if you was going, you know what I mean? But you did it, my G. And I feel like what this source is saying, you know, let me guide your steps once more. Don't lose faith in self. Don't lose faith in me. Okay? Okay. So, regardless to where, if that last message or my last video is resonating with you or not, either that is your situation, or you saw something with somebody that you had a romantic relationship with that you thought was for your highest good, and this week it's like they mask fell off and you understood that you were allowing this person to have you in a fucked up shadow, and you need to get back in your lane, G, and wait on your light to change. Stop worried about whoever this motherfucker is in this lane next to you. You know what I mean? You came to the realization of that, because this motherfucker in the lane next to you is in their own car, riding on their own lane, doing their own thing. You know what I mean? And I am not the one to say that when you're in a relationship y'all should be in a lane together, but y'all should, G. I mean, we should at least have the same destination. I feel like this pair here, this relationship, y'all didn't have the same, like, y'all had different locations. Y'all GPS was taking y'all to different places, and that's why you paying attention to their lane got you so off track and shit. But I feel like the realization through this tower moment gives you strength to steer the fucking boat, G. Moving the fuck on. So next coming out was we had the ever unfolding rose, which is cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. And men talking, longing for home, belonging, the original light worker. So with these two cards, my G, I get ascension, period. Like, I feel like I was picking up with this first pal, right? Like, something happened. There was some type of a tower moment where you had to pick the pieces up for self. And when you did that, because we all did that, we up in here on the Magic School Bus, gang. So we all did that. When you did that, you ascended. Boom. So, you know, the rose was cracked open. This is the ever unfolding rose. So it's like every day we're learning something. Progression is the goal, my G. You heard me? You heard me. Okay. So even though the rose is like, it was cracked open. So if that falls for my last video, it was cracked open. You felt very emotionally raw in every other sense of the word. You know, and then your counterpart didn't come in to kind of help you rebuild that. Understand that happened for you, not to you. Like I was saying, that was your opportunity to pick yourself up from that lowest low on your own, so that you could have that confidence in self, and so you could pat yourself on the back and not owe a motherfucker nothing for helping you get through some shit that you can really get through yourself. And I'm not saying owe a motherfucker in the sense of like some money or some shit, but it's just like, it just feels better when it's your own. It feels better when you do it on your own. It feels better when you provide it for yourself, G. So yeah, cracked open is happening for you, not to you. Longing for home, belonging, the original light worker. So with, like, again, like I said, ascension. So if you are up on here, understand that this is confirmation, validation that you are on the Magic School Bus, my G. So understand that wherever you are, on your journey, whatever the fuck that shit look like, you are exactly where the fuck you supposed to be in this exact divine moment, like, period. Because breaking that shit down was this. Now, this is my pizza card, but also this is my fresh start card. It's like you, like we was picking up with this pal, you washed your hands clean. So if you are in a relationship and some shit happened where you realized that you needed to retrace your steps and reevaluate how you was going about this shit because somebody was trying to detour your progression, my G, in a relationship, you wash your hands clean of this shit. Like, you want to start over from scratch is what the fuck I just heard. You want to be able to create whatever the fuck you want on your pizza. Like, you might not like pepperoni, I just heard. So you want to make your own shit without pork, okay? Gang, gang. I don't eat that shit neither, Craig. And breaking that shit down was the wheel. Yeah, so it's like, you have a brand new fresh start, and that shit can go either way, G. It's like you took the wheel back. It's like you're not following the fucking GPS anymore. You're following your intuition, your ascension. You're following your actual path. You have moved on from anything that is distracting you, holding you back from your highest good. That falls in either category. If this is a relationship that just happened, divine feminine, divine masculine, and you're realizing that this motherfucker really ain't for your highest good and they got you fucked up and now you done got the fuck on, you want a fresh start, and you want it to look like whatever the fuck you want it to look like, and you done took back control of the wheel, right? This is the wheel. Over here, we already said, you was paying attention to homegirl, homeboy's lane. You wasn't even focused on your own lane. You was being distracted. At this point over here, with this fresh start, you've taken control of the wheel, my G. You feel me? Like I was saying earlier, this is source telling you you are in the exact divine timing of everything that is falling in place right now. You know what I mean? It's all for your highest good, so you need to go with what you're intuitively guided to go with. You know what I mean? Period. And if this is for my divine feminine, divine masculine with the last reading, it's like I was saying, divine feminine, you took the wheel in regards to this fresh start, doing it for self, right? I feel like your divine counterpart that did not show up, I feel like that divine counterpart that didn't show up, because there are a lot of I'm hearing a lot of same sex. That's why I'm like stuttering right here, because I don't want to say divine masculine. That makes people think it's a man. But your actual counterpart, if you were victimized in the earlier part of January, like I was talking about in my last video, and you wanted your divine counterpart to come in and help you, I feel like you took the wheel on not needing a motherfucker to come in and help you. Like, you created the fresh start for yourself, and by your actual counterpart not coming in, not listening to their intuitive hits, like go help this person, by them not doing that, that created a tower moment in regards to the motherfucker that they are with. Rather they in a relationship with this person, they can have a business relationship with this person, something blew up in their face, irregardless. And now, with me saying that is still the message I'm getting if you are single or if you do not have acknowledgement of your actual counterpart. But I feel like it is definitely hitting a little harder for those who have acknowledged counterparts. It's like yo shit definitely hit the motherfucking fan, or it's about to, for real. Like with this strength card and this wheel card, I feel like flip, like some shit is being completely flipped on this motherfucking head, G. Like and this is in regards to, like I was saying, the divine counterparts who have acknowledgement of each other. When you did not follow your intuition to go help your counterpart through this time of need, it's like your whole paradigm is being shifted, is what I'm hearing right now. It's like your entire world is being flipped upside down, because it was like, had you listened to that and you reached out and helped your actual counterpart, that would have opened up a different pathway, a different door for you, because you did not go with your GPS guide, my G, to go help your actual counterpart. It's like, I feel like everything is coming down. Like everything that you thought before this moment in your life right here is being switched. completely, to where you're having to reevaluate everything moving. Real shit. Like your discernment and your intuition and shit is like hella lit right now, because you have went against your GPS for a minute, period. And I'm getting hot. So yeah, rather you have acknowledgement of your counterpart or not, divine masculine, divine feminine. If your message is not one of being victimized at the beginning of this month, a lot of y'all are having a complete paradigm shift at this leg of the race. Let me tell you why. At this leg of the race on divine school bus, right up here, up in this motherfucking magic school bus, it's like the energies and shit at this level of frequency is just clear. It's all clarity. So when you are going against your actual GPS and your steps that are being guided, when you go against that, you create more karma for yourself, more karmic situations and more cycles that you got to work through. And it's like when you have the greater understanding of something and you fall back on it, you have to fall 10 times farther. You feel me? So divine feminine, divine masculine. For those of you this week where you had this tower moment of some shit that you thought was one way, and you're understanding that it's trapping you at a low vibration, you are having a complete paradigm shift, my G. You are. Now, there are some of us in here, Divine Gang Gang, that are at a different frequency that is slightly higher than that. And I feel like those are the divine masculine, divine feminines that were more so facing the situation that I hit on in my last video. For y'all this week, it's still basically the same thing, but I feel like for the divine counterpart that was victimized and chose to move forward without their actual counterpart, they're getting a brand new fresh start of abundance. Like you're getting, I'm hearing money, I'm hearing love, but it's not an outside love. It's like a much deeper sense of love. It's like an unconditional peace, love, and light, G, directly from source. Like you're feeling that tangibly this week is what I'm hearing. And for the counterpart who did not follow their inner GPS and help their counterpart, everything is like crashing down around you, and it's like a physical paradigm shift, because everything falls to shit, my G. You have no choice but to have a complete paradigm shift, because I feel like everything that you held in a high regard is crumbling. It's crumbling, G, for real. And when I said that, I didn't hear shit. Like everything went quiet. So I know, like it's looking like a drought for y'all. The counterpart that did not help their counterpart, it's looking like a drought, my G, for you this week. In your 3D, in your emotional, in your mental, like everything is tapped out. Okay, moving the fuck on. Over here we got Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? Breaking that down, I had one-sided. I also had regret, and I had happy. And then breaking that down is the fucking Justice card. Now let me tell you what the fuck I got with this shit. Okay, my G. So for those divine counterparts that are at that slightly higher frequency, how can you mother yourself? Remember how I was saying you neglected, or you abandoned your need for your counterpart to come in and help you. You felt the need to stop that bullshit and move on with yourself, release yourself from the energy of your offender, right? How can you mother yourself? That's how you mother yourself, by not allowing someone to dictate your healing, not allowing someone to dictate your strength and your progression, moving on for self, period. I feel like not selfish, but very conscious of the of what it is that you need for self on a very deep level. Okay. And for the counterpart that did not come in, is how can you mother yourself? Look at this woman, how she's holding herself. At this point, for you, this is what you're being left with. You, yourself, and I, my Beyonce voice, my G. Because like I said, everything, it's a drought for you. So it's like, how can you mother yourself? How can you nurture all the shit that you just lost? How can you bring that shit back into your fruition? How can you manifest all the shit that you're losing? How can you recreate all of that shit? Because you're losing it this week. So it's like, mother, star mother, how can I recreate? How can I manifest all the shit that I just lost by not following my mother, father, or whatever you call your spiritual gang? How can I get back to that? That's what you're feeling, right? Breaking that down. And again, if the message is that you are with in a relationship, a karmic relationship, and you had a tower moment, you realize this motherfucker had you completely fucked up, this is star mother. How can you mother yourself? Now you're like, no, that motherfucker got me fucked up. I deserve better. I will give myself better if this motherfucker won't give it to me. You're like, no, I'm not gonna allow you to treat me this way. I will treat myself better. I don't need you to stick around and treat me like shit. Okay? As you should. As you should. I'm sorry that it took this for you to see it. But, you know, your spiritual gang knows what you're going to see and hear and feel and sustain. So that's why they had to give it to you this way. A lot of y'all that's leaving you feeling broken-hearted, I was being called to. It's like one-sided. You're feeling like whoever this motherfucker is that had you fucked up, it's like you feel like they laughing at you. You feel like, again, one-sided. You came into the realization that this relationship was one-sided. Like, it was derailing you from your path. These two people are walking away from each other. Like I said, y'all had two different locations punched in the GPS, G. Y'all not going, you realize y'all didn't have the same destination. Period. So, yeah. You realize that shit was not for your highest good, and you needed to rethink your steps. And it's like now you're regretting all the different ways that you allowed a motherfucker to manipulate your lane. You like, with this tower moment, it's like you're coming into all the ways that a motherfucker had a detour, threw a monkey wrench in your motherfucking game. And God's plan, my G. You're realizing that, so now it's like you regret it. But also, I'm being called to this girl right here with, it's like she's you, divine masculine, divine feminine, whoever's in this relationship and it fucked up and you're realizing it. It's like now you see the regret, so you're cutting it off so that you don't have any more regrets, right? It's like you're done regretting letting a motherfucker orchestrate this chaos around you. No, you're cutting that shit off, period. Because next after that was the happy card. Yeah. You're doing whatever it is you have to do. What you need, boo? What? You can come here. You're doing whatever it is you need to do so that you can be happy for self. So it's like motherfuckers was one-sided. You regret even giving them the opportunity to have you fucked up. So you moved on so that you can create your own happiness. Breaking that shit down is the fucking justice card. Yeah, you will balance the scales, period. If you gotta cut a motherfucker throat to get it, my G, I don't know. She got wings on the back of her on the back of her back, and my motherfucking Yo Gotti voice or whoever that nigga was. You, yeah. First start. You're flapping, my G. You know what I mean? You a whole brand new butterfly out this motherfucker. And if this is going for the message from my last video where you are a recognized counterpart, that's what the fuck I'm gonna start saying. If you're a recognized counterpart, right, and you chose to move on and rebuild self, or you chose not to, let me tell you what the fuck is going on. So for the divine counterpart that was victimized and she chose to move on within self, it's like you're not gonna let a motherfucker break you or any of that shit. Like, you're moving on from that shit. You have no regrets for it, because it's like again, like I was saying, it's not a selfish thing, but it's like you have to do what's right for you, justice card. You have to do what the fuck is right for you. I don't give a fuck what that looks like or what the motherfucker told you not to do or how it looked like or whatever. Also, with these cards, I am getting that you, like I was picking up in the beginning, divine feminine or a divine counterpart that was victimized, you chose to call the law, my G. Like I was saying, it was a lot of different ways that shit could have went, and I feel like you chose to call the law. Like, that was what was best for you. You knew that you was gonna end up in the cage, okay? Or somebody else was, and you didn't need it to go that way, so you just called the law. And I'm glad you did, honey, because listen, it could have went a whole lot of different ways, right? Could have went a lot of different ways. I want y'all to focus on these cards, I'm gonna say that. Whoop, shit. Anyway, but so you gotta find where you fall, okay? Find where you fall and let the shit fall how it falls, okay? Okay, moving on. With these cards down here at the bottom, I was asking specifically. These are, how does divine masculine feel about divine feminine? These are, how does divine feminine feel about divine masculine? And this is what the fuck the situation was. The tower moment, the whatever the fuck disruption was. The actual physical 3D disruption, right? This is how he feels about you, or whatever, however y'all labels, right? This is how the divine masculine counterpart feels about that, her, it, whatever. You know what I mean? I ask specific questions. So first coming out is the King of Pentacles, my G. I feel like I was saying, for those who are in relationships, I feel like because look at this man walking in on this woman. I feel like if you in a relationship and there was a tower moment where you found out that you needed to retrace your steps because this motherfucker was trying to pull you into their lane and you belong in your lane. Look at him. It's like he's walking in on a motherfucker that's like trying to hide something. But again, these questions, I mean, these cards were directly specific questions. How does divine masculine feel about divine feminine? He feels like, you know, something is being exposed, because this lady is exposed. He's walking in on whatever it is she's trying to hide. So divine masculine in regards to divine feminine feels like something has been exposed. Coming out after that was the Three of Pentacles. Look at these two in this card. Three of Pentacles also speaks on like collaboration, the first level of success in a certain venture or some shit. So with this coming out after the King of Pentacles, it's like something was exposed in regards to divine feminine, right? Something was exposed in regards to divine feminine that I feel like made this masculine understand A, who the fuck she was, and B, that was exactly where he was supposed to be. Like, I feel like this divine masculine this week, he gained the recognition of exactly who you are and where he should hold you. Look at him. He's holding her slightly above him. Like, I feel like he, and then it's like he's holding her entire body close to his heart, but above him. It's like your divine masculine is understanding just how pure you are, just how gentle. It's like, my G, I'm getting lots of warm and fuzzies. It's like he's just getting the recognition through whatever is exposed. Remember how we was just saying you went to the law. So I feel like maybe it could be that, like by that being exposed, it exposed not only the situation that took place, but it also exposed how you view yourself, right? Because you could have went a lot of different ways with this shit, divine feminine. You could have took it to the streets. You could have let Ray and them handling. You could have did a lot of things, but you didn't. You called the popo on that hoe. You called the popo on that hoe. By you doing that, it's like he understands that this street shit's not gonna work no more, is what I'm feeling. Like he has to come at you at from a much different angle at this point. And I'm getting that strongly with the way he has her angled, cuz like, and then look how she's wrapping her arms so tightly around his neck. Like, I feel like a lot of y'all might hug this way. It might be a certain counterpart, actually somebody that you have already met. You might have been going back and forth, like you didn't understand what this spiritual connection was. They might hug you that way. Your spiritual gang is telling me to tell you that if it's someone that you went back and forth about, divine masculine, and she hugs you this way every fucking time, it don't matter what y'all going through, she hugs you like this with this tenacity, is what the fuck I just heard. That is your counterpart, and you going back and forth like, is this the one? Is she you know what I mean? That is her. That's what source is telling me to tell you. And if she hugs you in this way, because this is the recognition, like through the exposure of something. Thank you, Source. That's why I kept being hung up on these two cards. I'm like, how is she being exposed? And that's letting him know who she is. Source is telling me through him exposing, like the tower moment that exposes this motherfucker he's currently in a relationship with, is what the fuck I'm hearing. The person that he's in a current relationship with, that he has his tower moment with, this is him exposing that motherfucker. Remember I said the mask comes off. So that mask comes off. This is him walking in on the person he's in a relationship with. Some of them could have been creeping, sneaking, and cheating, my G. But a lot of y'all, I'm feeling like it's just like a facade that this motherfucker had in place. And now you're seeing their true self. Through the exposure of that, you're having the recognition of your actual counterpart. Thank you for the nigga in the back. Thank you. Because then the last card for Divine Masculine and how he feels about Divine Feminine is King of Wands. But look at these people. It almost looks like one person in the card. Only reason why you know it's two is because her feet here and her head here. That's the only reason why you know it's two people in this card. So like I was saying, Divine Masculine, through this tower moment of him realizing the motherfucker true colors, the mask falling, he gained recognition of his actual counterpart. This is one soul type shit, split into two. Like, you know what I mean? You can barely tell the difference between the two of you because y'all are one soul. He gained the knowledge of exactly who the fuck you are, Divine Feminine. He understands now that you are his divine counterpart. And whoever he been fucking with that had him fucked up, and he had that tower moment this week, and I just seen 36, yeah. What is that? 9 and 9, yeah. Completion, right? Also 3, 6, and 9 is the motherfucking trilogy. With them 3 numbers, you could do anything. Yeah, this motherfucker had magician vibes. This bitch had him fooled, okay? This week he got her number, okay? And now he knows yours. He's coming into the full realization that you are hit. That's how he feels about you, like she's the one. Put your finger in the air because you know one, girl, type shit. Like he knows exactly who the fuck you are this week. Gang, gang. Now let's see how Divine Feminine feels about Divine Masculine. The first card that came out was 5 of Swords. She's TTG. Look at you, Divine Feminine. Yes, you are strong. Even if you were not victimized, you are strong as far as you know self enough to where it's like, you know, the message remains the same. Y'all, if you are not in this slightly higher frequency and you have realized that a motherfucker had you fucked up, Divine Feminine, if you're in that category where you had a tower moment with some nigga you in a relationship with and you realize that they had you fucked up, it's like you TTG. But that's all, and again, it's y'all are mirroring each other, because in his first card it was about his 3D experiences with this other motherfucker. So he was not him, but the motherfucker that Divine Masculine is in a relationship with, they were exposed this week. The motherfucker that Divine Feminine was in a relationship, they, you know, they had the strength to leave this motherfucker this week. Like, you are TTG. Look at you pulling this nigga back by his motherfucking raggedy ass head, and you like, you are strong for one. The guns is out, and it's like he's trying to take your dress off, but you like, no, like, get the fuck, no. So if you are at the slightly higher frequency, this is you and your offender. You're like, no, you are pulling this bitch back by his nappy, raggedy ass head. You know what I mean? You are stronger. He's trying to pull your clothes off. The guns are here. You know what I mean? 5 of Swords. And it's like that's speaking on the situation. You know what I mean? The first card is speaking on the situation. For Divine Masculine, it was the exposure of this other person. Divine Feminine, it's you being TTG and not letting the motherfucker victimize you, even in a situation where you become a victim. Like, you can still regain your power. You can call the popo, ho. Okay? And you did. So you is TTG, 5 of Swords. Like, you ready to fight even if it ain't a fight. You ready to go. The guns is out. The guns is on the table. Okay? Coming out next is the Hangman. So, if you are Divine Feminine and you had a relationship and you know what I mean, was TTG, like, nigga, no, I don't even want you no more. I'm done. Like, I've seen that you are trying to derail me and I'm out of here. It's the Hangman. It's like, no, it's like, I'm not going to hang around for this shit no more. It's like, because in this card, he's like trying to take your dress off. But you like, no, I don't even want that no more. Look, like, it's like, I'm not finna lay around with you no more. Look at him still trying to lay around. You like, no. Click, clack. Look at your legs. They are sewn shut, my G. No. I don't want that from you no more. I don't, like, we done, is what I'm hearing. Okay. But in regards to your Divine Masculine, how you feel about him is, you know, now you see the steps that is guided in a motherfucker, and okay, here you are mirroring. It's like, for Divine Feminine and you have had interactions with a motherfucker and you're questioning, yeah, now my left hand is really itching. So yeah, if you are Divine Feminine and you have been questioning, is this other person your counterpart, not the motherfucker that you're in a relationship with and y'all shit just went to shit, not that motherfucker, but it's someone else, right? Someone else that you have questioned. I'm being called to his hair, and I know that his hair is not like dreaded or plaited up, but I'm seeing that for some of y'all, you have a person that you've been questioning, like, is this my actual person? He likes to wear his hair dreaded. It's not plaits, it's dreads, but it's real thin dreads. They look like plaits, but they dreads, and they like this length. He might got color in them or something. You've been questioning, is that your actual counterpart? So that's your counterpart. Because here you are in the Hangman. It's like when you boss up and TTG on a nigga, like, nigga, no. It transitions you into this recollection of this Divine Masculine. It's like this person that you were going back and forth about, like, is this my actual counterpart? It's like now you're stepping out of the Hangman position by bossing up and TCGing on this fuck nigga. You get the clarity that this nigga with these dreads over here that been trying, he been trying, and you've been shutting him out with your legs sewn shut. Not even on a sexual level, but it's just like he's been like flirting with you, giving you lots of compliments, and I don't feel like y'all ever had no sexual nothing. With Divine Masculine, I feel like the person that you're realizing is your divine counterpart, I feel like y'all might have had some sexual interaction, but not heavy sexual. No penetration is what I just heard. It ain't been no penetration, but y'all kissed. Y'all have a very heavy kiss. But anyways, back over here to Divine Feminine, y'all haven't had not even a kiss between you and this person, but you feel the energetic tie here, and it's like this person has just always been in your corner, is what I'm hearing. But you always kind of questioned if this could be your actual counterpart. I feel like if this motherfucker got dreads, sis, and they about this length, and he might like to get them colored every now and again, that's your divine counterpart, sis. This is Source and your spiritual gang telling me to tell you that we can be friends. You know what I mean? On the weekends type shit, like, you need to give this nigga a chance, because that could actually be your counterpart. Y'all might be a different color also, like it might be interracial going on. So this might be for my Caucasian Divine Feminines who's looking at you know, a nigga with some dreads. That might be your counterpart, sus. Okay? Now, for the slightly higher frequency, like I said, you TTG, you pulling this nappy, raggedy head nigga back, like, no, you will regain your power. And it's like, in this card, it's like, he's dirty. Like, this is how he snuck in type shit. But you're not like sitting in this energy anymore. Like, the Hangman is someone who sees the options, but they choose not to make a choice type shit. It's like, again, with this person, in regards to the situation, you made a choice. But in regards to divine, how you feel about your divine masculine, it's like yeah, now you know that's him. But if you're at a higher frequency, because we're talking about the victim situation here, so if you're at a higher frequency, it's like you feel like this counterpart left you hanging. Like, how could I be TTG ready for a fight and you don't even show up, counterpart? How do you not show up? This is how you feel about them. How the fuck are you in the hangman energy? How do you not reach out? How do you not see how the fuck I'm doing, even if you're not TTG? You know what I mean? Whatever the G was gonna be, we don't know what the fuck was gonna be at the go. But you didn't even come to the table to see what the G was gonna be. That's how you feel about this counterpart. If you at that higher frequency, you feel like, my nigga, the fuck? How could you not bomb this nigga? Even if it's just over here with me to help me heal, how could you not have any say-so in the situation that affected me so deeply? That's how you feel. Thank you. I was having a hard time. But this lady over here in the back, whoever spiritual gang that is, I don't know. Thank you. Thank you. That was a lifeline. I needed that motherfucker. Yeah, but you like, no. How could you? That's how you feel. You feel like, how the fuck could you? And there it is. There it goes again, my left hand. Yeah, breaking that down is the King of Swords. So, how do you feel if you have been in this fucktard relationship and now you know who your actual counterpart is? You feel like now you know, like, motherfucker, listen. Things that I wasn't doing before, I'll do them. However we need to come together. You know what I mean? Just so long as I get away from this bitch, this nigga. You know what I mean? And not in the sense that it's like, let me hop from that to this. It's like, King of Swords, let me cut the bullshit out, because now I know what the fuck it is. Whoever you are. Female or male. You know what I mean? Now it's like, this is how you feel, divine feminine, in regards to this person. It's like, okay, like, let me do whatever I need to do to get the fuck away from this old nigga. And you know what I mean? Like, come into fruition of my king. Like, you deserve it. That's how you feel. You feel like you deserve the recognition or the knowledge of this person being your counterpart. That's what I'm getting. Like, you feel very victorious if you're in that group where you're leaving this other relationship behind. Divine feminine, you feel very victorious moving on with this divine masculine over here. You feel good moving on with this person. And if you're at that higher frequency, and we already broke that shit down, King of Swords, you feel in regards to this counterpart, you feel like, because I mean, look at the king. He's like kicking his foot out, like, here bitch, rub my feet. You feel like, help me out, Source. Tap in, because I'm getting seeing a lot of different shit, and I'm hearing a lot of different shit, and I want to